Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Stig of the Dump for the BBC Micro. While it is a hop and a skip for you, the viewer, it's been weeks since I played Part 1, or rather the first chapter of this game. Here's what happened in the book. Beginning of the book, Barney is already at the chalk pit, Barney being the main character who we are currently playing as. He falls down. He meets Stig while caught up at some vines and can't move. Barney gives Stig a knife that he has, which isn't all that good, and rather than use a knife to cut Barney from the vines, Stig uses the knife to sharpen a piece of flint and uses that to free Barney. Barney doesn't get his knife back, but he does get the piece of flint after getting to know Stig and his house and just stuff about him, just basic stuff. Barney accepts the flint. He heads home. He tells grandmother and his sister Lou about Stig, but nobody believes that Stig is real. Neither of them believes that Stig is real, except for Barney. And from there, that's where the first chapter ends. A little different from how we had to do stuff in the first part. We had to get the knife ourselves, and while grandmother is there, you can't really interact with her. And it was just pretty quick just to get through the entire chapter anyway. So here we are now at chapter 2. We went to sleep at the end of the first chapter, the first part. And we need to wake up. And it's time to wait for this to load again. There may be a big difference between the quality of the first video and the quality of the second video, because again, it's been weeks since I recorded part 1, and I've definitely upped my OBS game in that time. So if anything looks a lot better, there's not a lot of frames being dropped or anything, that's why. So it's now an autumn day. It was summer in the first part. So let's get out of bed. And if we go up, we can look at the flint that Stig gave us, but we need to go down. And there are some things that we need to do once we go downstairs. Let's go east, because we need to go in that direction anyway. And from here, we need to take the tin opener, because we are going to need that. And from here, we need to keep going east. This will take us to the back of the house. We haven't been here before. Now, if you look in the woodpile, I should probably talk about the places that I'm going to, by the way. You're in a passage outside the back door. There is a dustbin here and a woodpile. Some exits are south, west, and north. Well, let's look at the woodpile first. You can see cart. Let's take the cart. Just waiting on the game. And we can look in the dustbin too. You can see jam jars, tin cans, cart. Did I take the cart? Now we can take it. I guess I forgot to take the cart or something. And I want to leave the jam jars and the tin cans for now. If we go south from here, we'll go to the shed. That is out back. You're in the back garden. There are fruit trees here. Vegetables grow in the ground. There's a tool shed here. You can see apples and carrots. The only exit is north. We will take the apples and we will take the carrots. And, oh, you can just, really? You just take the apples and you automatically take the, oh, they're both the same item. Okay, thanks, game. Apparently apples and carrots count as one item. Well, let's go in the shed within. We are now inside the shed. You're in a dusty tool shed. You can see string. Let's get the string. And now we run. This is actually in the book. I believe there is a part in, I believe, the second chapter where Barney has to make it to the chalk pit just to know that he wasn't things when it comes to Stig. And by doing that, we run automatically to dump. If you need a shortcut to the edge of the dump, just type run. Now, you don't have to do this part at all in the game, but it is in the book. We're going to go east, and we're going to go up this tree. You are close to the edge of the dump. An old tree grows out over the dump. Some exits are east, west, up. We will go up. And now it's time for the fun part. As soon as the pictures load. You are on a tree overhanging the dump. You can see lots of rubbish. The only exit is down. We will tie the string to the tree. So tie string to tree and tie cart to tree. Now we will lower carrot with string. This will lower the carrot down to Stig's house. He'll get his attention, he'll eat the carrots. And then you can lower apples with the string. And Stig will eat those as well. Let's go down, or D. And while it's fun to see Stig again, we don't want him following us home. So let's go ahead and tell Stig to go away with go away. Stig goes back home. Let's go ahead and drop the string because we're not going to need it anymore. And we need to go, I believe, west. That takes us back to the edge of the dump. You are close to the edge of the dump. Some exits are north, east, south, west. We're going to keep going south until we go back home. Then we need to go back to the back of the house because we're going to need the jam jars and the tin cans for what we are going to do. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to be drinking some ice cold tea because it is boiling where I am at. And yeah, let's keep going east. Gotta love the old sound of the disc loading stuff. Assuming that is a disk drive. I never actually used a real BBC Micro, I've just emulated. And we are now back at the back of the house. Let us take jam jars and the tin cans. Alright. Let us run back to the dump again. Now, we need to keep going east until we go to a fence. Yeah, I believe we've already been here before. I think we have to go north. Yeah, we have been at the fence before. That's how I got back home. Yeah, I do believe we go north here. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to drop jam jars and the cart. Believe it or not, you can only climb over the fence if you have 2 items or less. If you have 3 or more, the game will ask you if you think you're Superman and tell you that you can't climb over the fence with all the stuff that you have. So now that we got the jam jars and the cart on one side, let's go to the other side and drop the tin opener and the tin cans. I wonder if I can type drop all. Okay, I guess we have to drop all the things individually. So, drop tin opener, drop tin cans. Alright. Now we will climb the fence again. And I don't think we need... Well, I'll just go ahead and take it anyway, just in case. I'm about to say, I don't think I need the cart. But I'll go ahead and take the jam jars and the cart anyway, before climbing the fence a third time. Had to think about it there for a second. Okay. Get jam jar. Oh, no. We got those already. Get tin cans is what I meant to type and say. And get tin opener. Now we are on the other side of the fence with everything that we came to here with. So now I believe we want to go west. Matter of fact, all of the directions will take you here no matter what. And there is a certain place where I need to go to get something. It's not where the rubbish is. It's not where the newspaper is. Is this screen where the bedstead is? We're going to go south of the bedstead. We are going to need the bedstead eventually. But there is something here. You are in the dump. You can see clay, twigs, ash tree. Some exits are north, up. We are going to get the clay because we need this for what we're going to do, which is also in the book. We will now go north. Now, at this point, the cart is kind of useless. Barney does use the cart to lower the building materials, as well as the string, but it doesn't quite work, if I remember correctly. So, we just need to go back to where Stig lives and do everything that way. I think. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm here, I think I have 5 items. You can only hold up to 5 items at any time. If you try to hold six, the game won't let you. Okay, we have 5 items. Let's drop the cart because we're not going to need it anymore, and we're going to get the bedstead. This was used in the book. Also, I need to go west, not east, because Stig's house is that way. And by going in here, we should be able to handle some stuff. Okay. Stig is here. Now, in the second chapter of the book, the main thing that Stig and Barney did was make a window and a chimney for Stig's house. And that's what we're going to do. We have the jam jars in the clay, so therefore we're able to make the windows. And there is something here that we can use along with the tin cans and the tin opener to make the chimney. First of all, we're going to make the chimney. Now in the book, Barney uses the tin opener on the tins. And he flattens some tin to make a rubble scoop in order to do things around the house that Stig lives in. Also, Barney shows Stig how to use the tin opener, which means he has to give it to him. When he gives Stig the tin opener, he cuts holes in the tins and then puts them together and bends them a little bit to make the chimney. So, give tin cans You wanted to give tin cans. Stig looks pleased. It's dark in here. It's smoky in here. So, if we make a window, it won't be dark. And if we make a chimney, it won't be smoky. You can see why we're doing this now. Give tin opener. Because again, Stig decided to do something with the tins and the tin opener when Barney gave them to him. Stig looks pleased. Stig has made something. And if you look in the description, you're inside a rough shelter. You can see old brush, tube of tins, axe, stone, Stig, hole in the wall, fire. When we gave the tins and the tin opener, I'm going to keep using tins as a way of saying tin cans because that's what they did in the book. Stig makes a tube. Let us take the tube. And now we need to go, I believe, well, can we make the chimney now? You've taken the tube. Have you got what you need? Well, obviously, we haven't yet. But if we go over here... No, I meant to go west, game. Dang it. Let's go west again. We need to go west. Stig has wandered off. I'm guessing he's doing something. You are at the back of the shelter. The wall is made of chalk. You can see bath. Now, to make the window, we had to dig a hole in the chalk wall. If we do that, if we type in dig chalk wall, you get the piles of chalk. But here's the thing. You need to have the bedstead in your inventory in order to do this, just like in the book. Otherwise, the game will ask you, what do you want to dig with? So you have to keep that in mind. You can also type in use bedstead, and it'll also work. So how many things are in our inventory? Okay, we can drop the bedstead. Well, oh, we have the chalk dust too, so we have 5 items anymore. Can we get the chalk? Can't shift it by hand. What's my inventory again? Okay, I don't have the cart, but I know what I can do. I can drop, well, Well, first of all, we can make the window, I think. We can do that because we have the jam jars and the clay. But we also have some things to do. What did we use to get the chalk? Well, we had to use the bath to get that. But we have the chalk dust all over us. So what I want to do is go east. And we're going to use the brush. Because in the book, Barney got chalk dust all over him. And he didn't want to go home dirty. So he used the brush to brush chalk dust off. You wanted to use brush. Good idea. Also, Stig was pleased when we opened a hole in the wall there to the east. That is the east, right? Or is it the west? I can't tell my east from my west anymore, but by using the brush, we get the chalk dust off of our inventory. And we can now... Is it west? Okay, it is west. Had to be sure, because I'm getting my west and my east confused for some reason. And let's go ahead and get the bath. And use that to get the chalk. That is how you shift the chalk. Really? Well, what if we use the bedstead now? Because I still have it. I have now played myself into a wall here. I did this before. Well, can I make the window now? Have you got what you need? Oh boy. What have I gotten myself into? I was doing this so well in the practice run, which still had a little bit of difficulty because making the chimney. Dig wall. Can we dig the wall again? Dig chalk wall. I've done this before, but I want to see if I can do this again. You've already done that. Get chalk. Can't shift it by hand. What's our inventory? Okay. Can we make the chimney now? Because we've got what we need for that. Have you got what you need? Good grief. Can we drop the chalk? Why am I dropping something I already don't have? What's in our inventory again? Okay, let's drop the bath for now. I need to go back and get the cart, I think. Because I have the feeling that's probably what we're supposed to do. So let's go ahead and get the cart back where the bedstead was. This is probably where I dropped it. Did I drop the cart here? You can see cart. Okay, drop the bedstead. Get cart. This is probably what I need to use. So, let us head back west. And see if we can get the cart now. I know you don't need to use the bedstead anymore. And don't be surprised if you get confused here. Apparently even I do sometimes with this one. Because you got to remember, okay, let's get the chalk. Okay, yeah, you had to use the cart to get the chalk. Okay, that makes so much sense now. That we're getting somewhere now. Phew. Okay, wait a minute. You wanted to get chalk. Phew. Good idea. Stig looks pleased. Now we can drop... Well, actually, no. We want to keep going west. Because I think we can do two things now. We can make the chimney and we can make the window. I'm sorry this is taking so long, but I got a tad confused trying to do this, and I didn't really have everything straightened out like I thought I would. So we now have the jam jars in the clay, and just like in the book, those are used to make the window. So let's go ahead and make the window now that we have all that chalk out of there. And there we go. You wanted to make window. Stig looks pleased. Nice and light. It's smoky in here. Well, it's no longer dark, but it's still smoky. So that's why we make the chimney. You can also type make stove, and that will also work. Have you got what you need? Oh, right. We got to go back east and get the west. We have to go west. Good grief. Again, I can't tell my east from my west. Does this change in any way? Okay, no. Okay, we're going to get the bath now. Okay. We're going to go back east. And now we can make the chimney. Because we need the bath as part of the chimney, just like in the book. It was used with the old boot scraper that Stig had. And just like that, we're able to make a fireplace. And we did something. You wanted to make chimney. Stig looks pleased. The smoke goes up the chimney. Stig is grateful. He gives you something. Oh? We have an arrow. In the book, it's called an arrowhead. But here it's an arrow. So, let's go ahead and get out of here and just run. This will take us back to the edge of the swamp no matter what. And from here, we don't need the cart anymore. Phew! It's late. You feel tired. Well, yeah, we did everything that we needed to do in Chapter 2, so therefore we are going to be tired. We are going to drop the cart here. And we're going to keep going south. We don't have the chalk dust anymore, so once you clear off the chalk dust with the old brush in Stig's house, you're pretty much good to go. Gotta remember to do that in case you haven't done it at this point. So if you've done everything but you still have chalk dust in your inventory, use the old brush at Stig's house. That is probably the last thing you're going to do if you're not paying attention to stuff and you're probably stuck and you have something in your inventory that you can't get rid of. Anyway, we have everything that we need. Matter of fact, the only thing we have in our inventory is the arrowhead. So let's go ahead and go back up to the bedroom, and we're going to go up the wardrobe. By doing this, we're going to drop the arrow. You are on top of the wardrobe. There is a beam in the ceiling with a hole in it. Looks like a good place to hide your treasure. You can see flint blade, arrow. You have 2 treasures so far. The only exit is down. So we have now placed, more. Press enter again, or return. We have 2 treasures so far, and we have 1 more treasure left to go. And to do that, we have to relive chapter 3 of the book, which I have not read yet. For now, we need to go west, and we need to sleep, because we have nothing in our inventory, we're tired, we've done everything that we needed to do for chapter 2, and was in chapter 2, and therefore, we can just go to bed. And just like that, we approach the 3rd day, the 3rd chapter, which is the final part of this game. This is not a very long game by any means. This game only covers the first 3 chapters of the book. And if you've read the first 3 chapters of the book, you have a good idea of what to do during the 3 days that this game takes place in. We will wake up for the 3rd and final day / chapter / part / what have you in the next video. So join me for that, why don't you? Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!